Hey everyone, Kaye here on my homestead in Tennessee. I haven't come to you from my sunroom since last winter, but it rained all morning, it thundered all night and rained all night and rained all morning. So I did some house cleaning and got a shower and washed my hair, and I thought, you know what, there are some things I wanted to share with you, and this is the perfect time to do it. It's too hot to go outside. So now I'm going to share a few things. So grab your cup of tea and let's get started. Okay, if you hear a tiny little bit of a hum, that's because the fan is on, because it's just too hot and the air conditioner is too loud. So one or the other. I am coming to you with cold, ice cold chaga. And I brew my chaga from chunks. I have quite a stash of chaga because I bought a bunch on Amazon, and you can buy anything through my Amazon link, amazon.com/shop/late bloomer show, and it will give a couple of pennies to my channel. You can order chaga chunks through there, or you can also get the powder that you can just stir into your hot boiling water, or you pour a cup of hot boiling water over a teaspoon of the powder, or you can brew it. There's coarser grind, and you can pour a hot boiling water over that, and then you need to strain it out to get the grounds out. But chaga has a lot of health benefits, so check it out. Okay, so first let's get this out of the way first. There is a woman that I have been I visited her in 2016, did a number of videos on my Northeast tour. I used to take a lot of tours to see people, to see their gardens, and to feature them in my videos. And this was at a time when YouTube was really changing. 2016, everything, all the algorithms changed, and suddenly YouTube wanted long format videos so they could put more ads in. And heretofore, before that, it had been, short videos, short attention span, and then it was like, no, let's vlog, let's talk and keep it going, and we can run lots of ads. And so that's what they changed everything back then. So at the same time, I could not afford to keep my editor and sound editor and all of that I'd had previously. So we separated, and I started taking on all of that. Somebody just asked me in a comment today, I think it was Jen, said, who does your camera work, or who's your camera operator? That would be me. I can't afford to pay people to do any of that kind of work anymore. So I just have to slog through. I am not a professional editor. I do the best I can, and some videos I really try. I put music, and I really try to evoke a mood and all of that, because sometimes we just need a little respite from the news, I mean, the news it's just an onslaught every single day. And the more you dive into it, the more beat up you get. So that's why I put those videos in there every now and then. But today, I want to talk about Sharon, my good friend Sharon at Sharon's Natural Gardens. And I had been wanting a larger basket. I have two smaller handmade baskets. These are willow baskets. She grows her own willow, and she teaches basket making up in Delaware. But this particular, what did I pick up here? That goes on a plant, or did go on a plant. I wanted a deeper, bigger one because I get some pretty big harvests here, and this is one size up from what I had, and it was her largest basket that she was offering. So this is handmade from her hand-grown willow. So I noticed on her website, sharonsnaturalgardens.com, go on there. She sells tinctures, balms, preserved fruits, and also black walnuts and black walnut nut meats. Now, if you've ever taken the meat out of a walnut, it's a lot of work. So you're not going to buy something like that for $1. So you have to figure on, you're getting something really healthy and someone has tediously worked to remove the meats. Now, you can also buy the walnuts themselves. But I just like to get, every year I just like to get a basket from Sharon and share, because she has deep knowledge and she's practiced biodynamic agriculture for a long time on their 5-acre family farm. And she's alone now, so she's doing it all herself. This is something she calls awesome sauce, and I forget exactly what she puts in it, but I can't wait to try that. And then she was telling me about all of her peaches. She has so many peaches. So she makes peach sauce. So I got some of the peach sauce. And also she has a lot of, like I said, balms. And this one is really jam-packed. It's plantain and chickweed leaf comfrey root. Plantain and chickweed leaf comfrey root, all of which I have here. I just haven't gotten to the point of actually making. And there's labels and all of that. I don't have any of that. Healing salve. So if you're thinking, comfrey is the known as knit bone, and I used comfrey homeopathic drops and also the salve when I got a comminuted fracture in my right arm in Christmas Eve 2017. So I had a broken right arm, and I thought, I'm going to have to stop my channel. I can't make videos. And somebody said, "Hey, just set up your iPhone and shoot something." And so I said, okay, I'll try with my left hand. I'm not very good with anything with my left hand. But I had to learn to eat with my left hand, and I also learned to edit with my left hand. It's, nothing fancy, but I managed to make a few videos. Because it was 2 full months before I could even, touch my nose, because it was hanging here in a sling, and I could touch my nose from Christmas Eve to Valentine's Day. I could touch my nose. And so anyway, I encourage you to support Sharon. She exists from purchases from selling seeds and her handcrafts and her sauces and preserved goods, balms, tinctures. And so especially if you have caught the bug and you really want to stock up your natural medicine, plant medicine, in your prepper cabinet, medicine cabinet, but you're not in a position to find these plants and use these plants and make the tincture or balms out of them, go ahead and order a few just to get some basics in your cabinet. And I highly recommend buying them from Sharon. And she has a greenhouse just exactly like I would like to have, but it's not possible with the way the house and the shop and everything, the sun, it's just not possible. Now, she recommends not digging up plants in the middle of the hot summer, but she sent a couple to me. She made an exception because I wanted to talk about it and show you, so you can get to be thinking about it for September and October. You might want to order. This is valerian, and I didn't have any valerian, and as you know, valerian is used in teas, soothing teas to help you relax and sleep. And so I have 2 valerian plants, and I simply unwrap them and put them in good potting soil. She put a little bit of her biodynamic compost in there, and I stirred up into water, and I watered them with that. So that's really great. So I've got 2 of those, and then I've also got gooseberry. She actually just, it looks a little rough because she dug it up. But she said this is an incredibly prolific plant, and guess what? Deer don't like it. So I can't wait to get that started outside. But they've got to get used to living in this pot for a little bit of a while. So I just wanted to feature this plant today in this shot. When you set up a shot, it's just like a little movie. We got to have everything in here that we're going to use, and everything's got to be lit so you can see it. And look at this gorgeous plant. I didn't even realize till today that it was blooming again. It bloomed in the spring, just one little cluster, and now it's got this gorgeous cluster. This is the angel wing begonia that I got from my friend Linda in Lubbock when I was making my journey across the country in November of 2020. I wanted to show you my final garlic. Remember, I had all the garlic on the back porch and I never mentioned it after that. Well, at the time, I just wanted to get it in because we were having a lot of rain, and I'm going, it's never going to dry out there. So I brought it in and I cut the stalk to here, and I'm gonna cut them shorter, but I just wanted to kind of dry that out. I didn't want them to rot by cutting it too short while it was still wet. And so it's not what I expected, but you know, I have plenty of garlic. I really don't eat that much garlic. I know you're supposed to, but I don't. So I am pretty pleased with that. Okay, moving on, just very quickly, I'm growing calendula, and I have more calendula plants this year than I've ever had. So far, I have collected this many flowers. These are dried, and when I get a little bit more, I'm going to make my calendula balm, and I do have a video on that. And you know, if you don't have calendula balm and you want to make your own, you can always order dried flowers. I think Etsy's a good place to look for those. So I know people do that. They make their own balms, but they don't necessarily grow the flowers. But if you can grow the flowers, even better. But I'll put the link right up there for my calendula balm video, which I made back in California. Now I bought this. This is just, you know, something I got off Amazon. But these are the little packages, excuse me, these are the little bags, the silk bags that you put on the grapes or the fruit or something and try to protect it from the critters. Now I thought I ordered bigger bags. There may be 3 different sizes. Yeah, there's 3 different sizes in here. They come, you know, there's a bunch of people selling these, so look carefully at the sizes and all that. I got these for possibly just segregating, sequestering a few choice corn, if I still have any down there. I don't have enough for everything, but I just picked those up. And I want to do my grapes. I'm not going to have that many grapes. Some of the clusters are literally just dropping off, and I don't know why. It's just the whole cluster winds up on the ground. So I'll be lucky to get anything with the grapes. Okay, so as far as the, I got this at Walmart the other day when I bought the radio. But I thought if I can figure out how to make this thing work, this might scare off the raccoons in the cornfield. So let's see. Let me turn let me turn it on.
Power on.
Okay, aren't you supposed to do something? Let's see. Where's the music? Music? Oh, that's the clock. Okay. Oh, wait. Let's see if there's a volume.
Mommy shark doo doo doo. Parent lock enabled. Mommy shark doo 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 doo. Mommy shark doo 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 doo. Mommy shark. Daddy shark doo 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 doo. Daddy shark.
I have a feeling that's the highest of the volume, but you can set alarms.
Grandma shark doo 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 doo. Grandma shark doo doo doo.
I just think it's funny.
Shark doo 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 doo.
Shark doo doodle.
Grandpa shark doo doo doo. Grandpa shark doo doo doo. Grandpa shark doo doo doo. Grandpa shark. Let's go hunt doo doo.
I'm pushing the power button.
Let's go hunt doo doo.
Are you not going to go off? Oh, it's on the lock thing.
Parent lock disabled.
There you go.
Power off.
Anyway, I'm gonna put that down in the cornfield before dark tonight. I don't know how long the charge will last. I plugged it into the USB. Okay, I just very quickly wanted to mention a couple of things. The Wapsi corn over in the side, as you know, has really taken a beating from the wind and the raccoons, and so my friend in Illinois, Mark, great fan of the channel, by the way, he's been around watching my videos since 2012, since the beginning. This is called Painted Wapsi, red variety, Painted Mountain plus Wapsi Valley. So he has worked on this and developed it and crossed the Painted Mountain with the Wapsi Valley, and he calls it Painted Wapsi, red variety. So I have more corn seed, but I think it's too late to start any corn. I know it's a short season corn, but this is getting into the latter part of July, and so I don't have any free area unless I took that corn out, and I don't know that I should do that. I wanted to mention these were books that were recommended to me. This was recommended to me by Sharon. This is called Flower Power, and it's flower remedies for healing body and soul through herbalism, homeopathy, aromatherapy, and flower essences. This is by Anne McIntyre, and Sharon really recommended this, and I said, well, let me just order it while I'm thinking about it, because I have so much on my mind, I'll just forget it. I'll write it, if I write it down on a piece of paper, it just never gets done. And then someone else, I don't remember who, wrote in and said they were buying these two books from Stephen Herod Bunner, I guess, Herbal Antibiotics and Herbal Antivirals. So these are for viruses, these are for infections. And so this is just something else if you're looking to put on your shelf for your plant medicine shelf. Now this is the most exciting thing, and I'm opening this for the first time, obviously. I had this sitting in my house for a week or more. Electroculture is all the rage. A lot of people are talking about it. And so I said, well, I don't want to be left out, and I'm not really good with tools, and I thought if I try to make my own coils, I just don't know if I have the hand strength to get it right. And obviously if you have a handyman in your household, then you might be able to save a few bucks, but I just decided to get them from the horse's mouth, as so to speak. So there's 20 coils in here, copper coils. And boy, does he know how to pack this down. When I got this tiny little package, I thought, there's 20 in there? You gotta be kidding me. They're absolutely beautiful. Copper is a beautiful metal. Okay, and then there's copper coil antenna instructions. So they're called antennas, and he sends the instructions, so I'll be sure and look at that. But look how lovely they are. Well, let's see, there's 5 in each bundle. You know, I have such a big garden, and my understanding is these coils cover a 3-foot diameter. Well, I would need 200, not 20. So what I'm going to do is, because I have peas planted in 2 different places, I'm going to put the coils on one place and not on the other, and just see if there's a difference, you know. I guess I went through everything. All right, so I hope that was helpful. That's what I am up to. I have not been out since the rain. You know, yesterday was a little chaotic with the scare with Tiger. And if you haven't watched this morning's video, please watch my July garden update. She hit the wire, and it occurred to me today that she may have saved me from hitting that wire, because my focus was on you guys, talking to you guys on the camera, And I thought, in my mind, I think I was turning, she was down there. See, I couldn't even see her because I was looking at the camera. She was down here and right by the wire, and I was turning around to turn off the camera and did, and then I turned around and she just like shot through, and I had moved my foot, and sometimes, you know, they're very, because they're outdoor cats, they're very tuned in to noises and sudden movements and all of that, and they're, you know, they're always on the alert like that, you know, unlike a house cat that's just like, she made a noise, big deal. You know, but she just shot through the end of the garden there, and instantly she was coming out the other side, so she could have gotten hit twice. I don't know. She never slowed down, so I thought, okay, it didn't give her cardiac arrest, or she would have just, you know, gone over. So, and a lot of people wrote and said, she's fine, she'll be okay. But I don't know if I'd be okay. But anyway, I think Tiger saved me from having to experience that. And I've been very lucky in my life. I think maybe a couple of times my hand has touched the 110 outlet and gotten shocked. But other than that, nothing. You know, I've been really lucky. Thank God. I was going to go straight through the wire and turn that radio off because I was concerned about copyright. And I think we have like 3 seconds or something like that you can get away with if it's recognizable without getting a strike. But one time I was doing one of my travel videos and there was a song on the radio and it wasn't on more than like 5 seconds, and I got a copyright strike on it, and they said, okay, and when you get that, they say all the money that you might have made from the ads goes to the publisher of that song. So you're going, that's why we don't use music from anywhere, because I mean, the whole point of having a channel is to make some income and also to inspire other people. So with whatever you're doing, you're teaching, you're showing, you're entertaining, whatever it is your channel is about, you know, you don't go through all this work not to make any money. So you want to be sure that you're not doing any kind of musical copyright. So that's why I finally just, you know, got Epidemic Sound. And a lot of people say, well, where'd you get that music? You know, well, everything is contracted through Epidemic Sound, and there are others, and then you can get all this free music, but you have to look for it. And so right now it's very reasonable. It's $15 a month. So that's what a lot of people use. So you may actually hear some of the same songs on my channel that you might hear on Off Grid with Doug and Stacy or other channels, and you go, I've heard that song before. That's why, you know, because I don't know. It just seems like the majority of the music on there. They have thousands and thousands and thousands of songs and hundreds of artists, and it just seems to me like it's very hard to find just peaceful music that doesn't build. You know how a song has build? It starts out kind of like this, and it gets dramatic, and it gets more dramatic, and it gets more dramatic, and you think, so you look at the sound wave. I don't even listen to the song, honestly. I mean, I listen to the first bar when I'm searching, and then I look at the sound. I look at the sound wave, and if it goes like this, and then it goes like that, I know that it's got to build, and I can't use it because you can't use a build in a song when you're talking, you know, so you have to lower the volume so much that you can't really recognize the build. So it's hard to actually find good songs for a garden channel. And you know, they're into drama, and they're into sadness, and they're into suspense, and they've got all that kind of thing. So that's great. I guess that's great if you're making that kind of video, but I don't know. It's not, you know, it's not good for what I do. So anyway, sorry to digress on that, but you might be interested in how we come up with music, you know, how we use music. I mean, when I started out, I had a composer because Epidemic Sound didn't exist. And because I started so long ago, I was one of the first channels to even do gardening, and everybody came after me. So I didn't even have anybody to look at for advice, to see what the format is, or to figure out how things should look, you know. Things have changed a lot since then. So when you go back and you look at my channel, if you're new here, I've been here for 2.5 years, but I was in my LA garden, tiny little garden, where I practiced small space gardening, container gardening. I had tropical plants, I had, you know, all kinds of stuff, and crammed it all in a very small space. Limited sun. So those were a lot of my topics, and I also, because my garden was so small, and I, you know, how many times can you show the same 10 plants over and over? So I went on the road, and I went and met somebody like Sharon at Sharon's Natural Gardens, and saw her whole, I made 4 videos there. And I, you know, went to Pittsburgh. I went, you know, I've been to public gardens. I went to Europe. I went to England in May, in northern Germany, and of course my Southeast tour, where I visited OAG, Old Alabama Gardener. You know, I had been in touch with him, and so, you know, he was a really special man. And well, I rambled on so long that the camera cut me off. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me today for this video, and hopefully you'll be able to follow some of my progress with the electroculture, the bags around my grapes, my calendula balm, and of course my plants, how they develop. And I hope you check out sharonsnaturalgardens.com and maybe order something from her. That would be awesome. She's a great friend, and she has a lot of great wisdom about growing edible plants. So thank you so much for joining me today, and God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, scroll down and click all so you won't miss anything right here on the homestead. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. God bless, and out for now. Thank you.